Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This look is exactly what you're going to see in the video, how I created it, as well as the products I used. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay, first we're going to go in and moisturize her face. I'm using Milk Moisturizer by Mascara Beauty. I tend to use this product on most of my clients. All of them honestly fall in love with this product as soon as I put it on their face. So not only do I like it, but my clients like it. It's a very thick texture, but it doesn't leave the face feeling greasy or anything like that. It really soaks into the skin and prepares it well for your foundation, and it smells really good. It's not overpowering, so this stuff is awesome, and especially during the winter months, it really leaves your skin feeling good. Here I'm priming the skin. I'm using Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer, which is a silicone-based primer, and it's just going to help the base look better and last longer. It's a very lightweight texture and airy feeling, so it's going to minimize the appearance of pores and fine lines. I use this stuff on maybe special occasions when I really want the base looking good and lasting longer, since it is a pricier product. After I prep the skin, I'm going to go ahead and do the brows first. I like to do this on my clients, especially when I'm doing a more dramatic eye. I like to lay out the brows so I can see exactly where I want to put my shadows. So for the brows, I am using the Brow Powder Duo, like always, and using the brush number 20. It's a flat definer brush kind of, and I just think it's so easy to apply shadow with. And then after that, I'm going to prime the eyes with Tarte Shape Tape, just a light layer, nothing too thick, and then obviously set that with a powder, a translucent powder, any powder that you have, and then I can go right in with my shadows. For the entire eye, for most part, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill Palette by MORPHE, and the first shade I'm going in with the shade Pukey, pretty sure this is, and I'm just kind of packing that color on until I like the shade that I see, and just really kind of pushing the product on, and then in windshield wiper motions going back and forth in the crease. Now I'm going to go in with the star of the show, which is the shade Hunts from the same palette, and I'm using just a small dome dense brush to really pack that color into the crease and to be more precise with the shade, and then going back in with a bigger fluffy brush to diffuse that shade on the outer corner of the eye. I'm not really worried about being too precise on the lid because I'm going to use a cream product to clean everything up and kind of make a soft cut crease. So I'm just really worried about keeping that shadow down and not getting too messy above that crease. Then with an even smaller pointed brush, I'm going in with the shade Chip from the palette, which is a brown, deep brown shade, and really defining that crease even more. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the lid space. I am using Cream Color for Eyes by Tom Ford, but you can use any cream shadow that you have, or you could use the concealer technique for this step. It's just going to really clean up that lid and make kind of a cut crease, and then I'm going to place a shimmer on top of that cream to really make the lid space pop. And then for the powder shimmer over top that cream, I am using Firework from that palette, which is kind of, I guess, a rose gold shade, and it just goes perfect with the rest of the shades on the eye. Then I'm going to go back in with the shade Hunts and a fluffy brush and really pack that color again on the outer edge and diffuse that into the shimmer that I just placed, and then bringing that same color all the way underneath the eye and really blending it out. Then with a small pointed liner brush, I'm going back in with that brown chip shade and going as close to the lash line as possible above that orange shade we just put, and also putting that brown shade on the waterline. Here I'm using the gel liner by Maybelline, and this is in the shade Espresso, and I'm just lining softly the top of the eye, nothing crazy, and then just buffing that out. I don't want it to be a thick line, I just want it to define the eye, the lash line. And then going back in with the shade Chip from the palette, which is that brown shade again, and just adding that to the outer corner to add some more depth to the eye. And then to finish off the eye, I am using my makeup wipe to really clean up that outer edge and shape it exactly how I want, which is towards the tail of the brow. And then I'm going to coat the lashes a few times with mascara because I'm going to pop on some lashes. I'll put below exactly what lashes I use. I'm pretty sure they're from Kiss, but yeah, I'll link that below. So yeah, after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and start with the foundation. I'm using Ultra HD foundation by Makeup Forever and pushing that in with my beauty blender. I don't want a full coverage, so just kind of a light to medium coverage because her skin is already pretty flawless. And then for concealer, I'm using the Shape Tape by Tarte, and I really like using my finger to push the product onto the skin because since it is such a thick full coverage concealer, I just find that pushing it in with my finger underneath the eye really warms up the product and just creates a better finish, I guess. And then of course I'm just applying that to the other areas of the face, highlighting the center of the forehead, the chin, a little bit above the lip, and then of course blending that all in with my beauty blender. Now to warm up her skin a little bit and add some dimension, I am using my RCMA foundation palette, and I'm just using the darker shades to really carve out her contour, and I'm using my favorite brush for this step, and that's the E.L.F brush by MORPHE. And it just allows me to really blend in that color, and it just looks flawless, and it's just so easy. And then over top with the beauty blender to make sure it's all blended and there's no harsh edges. And then to finish off my liquid products before I go in with my powders, I'm using the Illuminating highlighter by E.L.F, which is just a really pretty sheen. Nothing too crazy, it's just kind of a natural glow so that when I put on the powder highlight over top, it's really going to pop and look gorgeous. It got cut off, but I set the under eyes with my Laura Mercier translucent powder just everywhere I highlighted. And then with my Tantalizing Baked Bronzer by LORAC, I am just pushing that everywhere that I contour just to warm up the skin a little bit more. And then for the highlight, I'm using the Skin Illuminating Powder by Tom Ford and just placing that over top my cream highlighter, which makes such a pretty glow. Like, oh, her skin is so pretty already. So this step just really enhances that already naturally pretty skin. And then for my blush today, I am using Puppy Love by Makeup Geek, and I'm just pushing that right up the cheekbones and just doing a light layer, nothing too crazy for the blush. And then with my E.L.F brush again, I'm just gonna lightly buff everything together, and I just really love this step, especially for photography or if you're getting your pictures taken with this makeup. I just think it's just the perfect step to create a flawless finish. Here I'm prepping the lips for my lip color. I'm using the Rosebud Salve by Smith's, and then going in with a liner. I'm not sure the shade of this. I got this from the drugstore, I know that. I will link it below. But just lining the lips, and then I'm going to go in with Mocha Kiss Lip Oil from E.L.F to add a little bit of a sheen to the lips, and then touching up a little bit with the liner after just to make sure that The lip is perfectly shaped and plump. And then that is it, and that is the look I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to Cheyenne for getting in my makeup chair and allowing me to paint her gorgeous face. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye.